You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Happy Florida Monday to you and yours. It's unbelievable. And as we welcome you to another edition of the Basilio Show, my name's TB, and the question is, will the Vols say boo at Florida? And Bino, Jeff Henderson, are you fired up, focused, and prepared for this week? Are you stacked, jacked, and packed, and ready to roll, my friend?
I am all of the above, Tony. All of the above.
Because do you find yourself intrigued with what is about to be? This Florida game is going to be so interesting, Bino, Jeff Henderson.
I agree completely, Tony. It's that did not look like a Gator team that had quit to me in Oxford. It looks like a Gator team that will be all of the above against us down there on Saturday in Gainesville.
They're going to be fired up, focused, and prepared for us, I'm afraid. I want to go through a couple things that the Throat wrote today, and I want to get your thoughts on it. You and Bri, how we doing, buddy, after your Jags yesterday dismantled another would-be impediment on the road to maybe a Super Bowl out of the AFC, Bri, for the Jags. I'm coming to that conclusion.
The Chiefs are a game and a half behind the Jags now in the playoff spot, and that's for the final playoff spot.
Yep.
Too, by the way.
I'm coming to that conclusion that y'all are going.
I'm not quite there yet, but they have a very favorable schedule over the next month or so.
Yeah, you fired me up, Bri. You focused me and you prepared me for the Jags and what could be. And androgyny at quarterback is an exciting thing. All right, so zero excuses week. Our position statement remains in full effect. Tennessee cannot lose to Florida and then look in the mirror and have a credible football season. You can't lose to every team on your schedule with a pulse. And Florida doesn't even have a pulse. But you've lost basically to every named team on your schedule right now. And beating Vanderbilt at the end of the year is not going to satisfy that. And I know you're going to say, well, Vanderbilt, they'll move the cheese on me. I'm not counting Vanderbilt. You should beat Vanderbilt. You should roll out of bed and beat Vanderbilt. But they're Vanderbilt's best team. I'm not even worried about that. Don't do that to me. I don't have the mental energy for that at this point. By the way, special shout out. All those that participated, and you know who you are, to help make our Keith Hatfield Memorial a machi tailgate for the kids just a rousing, terrific success. I can't tell you how special Saturday was. I just can't even begin to tell you how precious and beautiful that was. You know, Chris Martin looked at me and we were done. He said, Tony, this is so important to us. I said, Chris, the work you guys do in our community is so important to me. And Amachi Brook is just a superstar, and her team and those gals and all the mentors, the guys and gals that stand with those kids in our community, and they need people to come forward. And she was telling me that several folks in our audience have responded or now are going to look at becoming mentors. I'm excited about it. So that's great stuff. Matt Dixon, Bino, had a mentor on the air the other night on Garza Law, Fifth Quarter Fan Reaction. First, the guy called earlier in the show, and he's told me personally, he said, Tony Basilio, don't you dare. He said, I'm holding you accountable. Don't you let the Vols come back from Gainesville without getting a win. And I thought, well, that's kind of fun. I guess to some degree I'm responsible for that. Then he turned around like an hour later and called Matt Dixon and said, hey, listen, Matt Dixon, I know you think you're funny. I know you think it's funny. But don't you dare, if you know what's good for you, come back from Gainesville without a win. To which Matt replied, I can't understand what this guy's saying, in true Matt Dixon fashion. And then he said, oh, and by the way, I'm not going down there. I haven't gone down there in like 20 years. It doesn't speak to me, in other words, Beanstar. So there is that. All right, let's go through some of the items here that we have, and then we'll get to it. And what's your level, Bino, of fired upness, focusedness, and preparedness? And are we going to listen to Josh Heupel's press conference? He actually called Matt Diskin. I'm sorry, I neglected to mention that. He was a little bit inebriated, shall we say. But I'm going to play Matt Diskin, and I am going to play his call tomorrow for Matt Diskin. And,
beautiful.
I'm gonna make sure that Matt Diskin knows what's at stake Saturday night. First of all, let's just go right here, and we'll go through the orange throat things, Beanstar.
Okay.
Because generally we lead off a Monday with you giving us your thoughts on the game, but really, what are you going to say about the New Mexico State game other than they really blow? And we looked very disinterested. Anything else you want to add about the game?
No, that pretty much wraps it up, Tony.
Okay. We look disinterested and they blow. Because we did not look interested, Beanstar. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Okay. And I don't know how you would look interested playing a game like that. But all right. Let's go through this. Because the league is so interesting right now. Hey, Bri, Frankie Jr., do you get something in your contract for winning a first half now of a game? Talking trash on the field, talking trash at the halftime, telling the halftime reporter that, hey, we popped this team last year. We blew this team out. And then he's going into the tunnel. He's whooping him up like he's a good guy good guy wrestler.
No, but he's going to win the state championship. That's what they got next on their plate over the next 2 weeks. So we got the state playoffs coming up. So
he declared that after the half. This year is so crazy that Texas A&M generally would crater in that game. That's what's got me really worried about the Vanderbilt game, by the way, because things are happening in this league that just don't and shouldn't happen, but they're happening. You can't.
Tony, let me ask you a quick question, then you can continue.
Hit it.
How would you like to be in studio with me in Columbia today, doing a Gamecock show after you've blown a second half lead, one of the greatest choke jobs in history, and our coach say, we've got the state championship coming up? How do you think that would have gone?
I don't know if there are enough words that we would call that guy or enough names. Because this is about the point in Butch Jones's tenure when you started to refer to him as Mackie Mouse. Do you remember those days?
Apparently, Shane Bieber and his defensive coordinator had to be pulled apart during practice today. Someone says.
All right, I want to go through
I'd say there's very few coaches that Shane Beamer wouldn't want to be pulled apart from.
Guy is such a pugnacious little clown. All right, let's move along here. First things first, Bino, R.I.P. the Boo Carter era. I would love, and I would take our coach's press conference today if I thought he would stand up there and actually act like a real human being. That he is. He's a pretty good guy, but he just acts like a one-dimensional mannequin before the press. I don't know why, but... And I would love for him to say, hey, I own this. I made a mistake. John Adams the other night on the post game, and John's right, said, why didn't he say this kid's off the team? He said, because John said, guess what? The kid's off the team. But they waited till the middle of Sunday afternoon. Why? Why don't this guy look into a camera and rip a referee after a game and have a little confrontation to him. How are you a football coach? The backstory on Boo Carter is that Boo Carter was with him on Thursday. All the injured players, and he's one of them, who weren't going to play in the game, were supposed to check in on Friday afternoon. And he went missing on him. He went AWOL. Nobody could find him. People are texting him, just like back in the summer. Nobody could find him. He doesn't show up. He doesn't check in. When you don't do things like that, you're not a part of our group. I mean, it's kind of simple. It's kind of cut and dried. But, why won't our head coach, who I like and you like, why does he have this non-confrontational gear where he won't stand before the media and say, this guy's no longer a part of our team? Why did it have to come out Sunday afternoon? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I have no answer for that, Tony.
Why doesn't he get in a player's face who commits a personal foul penalty?
Right in front of him. Right in front of him. Exactly.
Right there. I guarantee you a lot of coaches in the SEC would be all over that kid.
Oh, my gosh, man. Especially a young player. See, that's why I think people that criticize the Hypothetical with the sloppiness and that stuff, and that guy commits that penalty right in front of him, and he just looks at him, I think that's a decent criticism of Hypo. And the non-confrontational stuff, sometimes I wonder if he's just an offensive coordinator playing head coach. And sometimes I think he's a great head coach. It's very confusing. Very confusing, the Hypo era, because he gets really good results. They win a lot of games. They're working on 9 wins this year if they can figure out a way to win down there. But let's go to the stuff that the Throat wrote, because I want your thoughts, both of you guys, and then we'll go to the phones. Throat says Joey Aguilar is officially leaking oil. Bino, do you agree with that? Is Joey Aguilar right now leaking oil for us?
I think Joey Aguilar has been much too careless with the football the last 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't win either of that type of performance won't win either of our last 2 games.
Mm-mm. I wrote, because I went with whim for whim with Throaty today. And I wrote at the bottom of that the whispers around Joey Aguilar from the critics were that this is what you were going to get, a guy who's going to be careless with the ball. And Matt made the case that he's thrown like 10 picks now, which is basically combining any 2 seasons of Tennessee quarterbacks under Heupel. Because if you go back to the conversation around when Tennessee acquired him, the thought was, well, Joey Aguilar won't throw the ball around in this offense because you don't throw interceptions in this offense. But this thing he does now, Bino, where he just takes the ball and throws it high in the air like a punt, and he did it again the other day, is put to you this way. He throws 2 interceptions in Gainesville, you have 0 chance of winning that game. And that's a 3-win team you're playing.
I think his 2 most inexcusable throws have happened the last 2 weeks, Tony. The one at Oklahoma and the lob up into the air on Saturday. I think you can share blame with Heupel at Alabama on the devastating play, and the fumble against Oklahoma certainly wasn't his fault.
No.
He just got blown up too quickly from the blind side. But those 2 passes are inexcusable. You cannot throw that ball like that on back-to-back weekends or back-to-back games.
My man Joey Football is leaking oil. I agree with that. He's sort of heading in the wrong direction. But here's the other problem. Go ahead, Brian.
The one thing, the one interception, Kitzelman can't get out thought there.
No,
I'm not going to put that on
that one on him.
No, that's bad. Yeah, Bino's talking about the second one where he throws it up for grabs. Those fair catch interceptions that he's thrown in the last 2 games, that's just not going to work. If you do it in Gainesville in a night game, and we don't know what their crowd's going to look like because Gator fans check out. It'll be a theme this week. We'll get some Florida people on to try to get a feeling for that. Also, I understand behind the scenes that the folks in Oxford are asking Lane Kiffin. They want to know by the Egg Bowl what his plans are, because officially they're going to ask him that week. It's going to be like the week that everything blew up with us in the Shiano Sunday deal 8 years ago. Same kind of deal. And so Lane Kiffin has that Florida offer on the table. The Gators were pretty good the other night. Now, they didn't score in the second half. They kind of ran out of gas. And what I saw from them is the quarterback play we're getting right now and the way our offense is not executing. Because our offense is wobbly as well. Because a couple callers pointed out here at the game, and Matt corroborated this, I think it's really interesting when you stop and think about how you're playing New Mexico State, who's caving in the interior of your defensive line, Bino. That's probably not a real good sign for what's coming down the pike here, these next two games, how physical these next two defenses are. So I think it's a combination of Aguilar throwing it up, but also being also knowing in the back of his mind that he doesn't have the time that he once did. The offensive line's not playing well right now. The whole offense isn't playing well, I believe.
Yeah, no, we've been uneven at best.
Yep.
Offensively.
Yeah. I had us to cover over the weekend. It was part of a three-teamer I had, and it was the last leg, and I thought middle of the second quarter, we're absolutely hammering this team. We'll see the middle of the second half. We're going to see both quarterbacks. This is going to be fun. Again, I'm not going to pick at this head coach. I like him. I know you're going to think, Tony, but just things get on my nerves. Why are they playing this Merklinger guy, Bino? They have zero intention of him being in the quarterback mix next year. Aren't all these, and by the way, this is something we used to get on Fulmer for. Aren't all these games an opportunity to grow your team for next year? Shouldn't you view them as that? Aren't all of our days in our lives precious? And if you only get a few of these opportunities a year, why is McIntyre not out there for serious work in that second half so we can see him? Does that make any sense to you, Bino, that they got that Merklinger guy out there who literally, we used to talk about the Waynesville worm burner, Bino, Brian, back in the day. This guy throws some Waynesville worm burner balls out there. So there are entomologists that will be diagnosing a few of his passes later on today over on YouTube.
He could dig a hole to China if he keeps that up.
My gosh. Bino, why is he out there?
I didn't agree with putting Merklinger in there, Tony. But coaches are going to reward guys that have been there all year working. They're just going to do it. And they don't think about next year like we do. They think about today.
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, if an injury happens tomorrow, Bino, to our quarterback, and you had to play Merklinger at Florida and with Vanderbilt, what would happen to your football team?
Well, you've got no shot if Merklinger plays.
So why? That poor guy, God bless him, as we say in the South, before we rip you, has zero chance of being a Division I quarterback at this level.
But McIntyre did get more opportunity than Merklinger did. Merklinger went in first, played 2 or 3 plays, and that was it. And then, so if something happened, it wouldn't be Merklinger. It would be McIntyre.
The throat road on the Vols defense, then we go to the phones. Didn't give up many points, but the Aggies moved the ball, made more first downs than Tennessee, threw for over 300 yards. Davian Hobbs had a big game. Perlotti continued to flash big-time ability. Wish Boo Carter all the best in getting his act together, but financial and emotional investment in him turned out to be a total loss this season. No offense. Bino, to any of those, what do you plead?
I plead guilty to being one that thought that we should do what we could to keep Boo Carter and make him a reclamation project, and I was dead wrong. We should have cut bait with him as soon as he disappeared.
Well, to counter that,
he needs to go to Wake Forest where he can disappear with their AD.
Go!
Well,
it'd be interesting to see who's interested in him.
I want to counter that, though. If you don't let him back on the team then and the defense struggles, a lot of people are going to be saying, well, Josh, you had a defensive player there that you let go. You really were in a no-win situation.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
He was going to get that end of it too.
I'm kind of back to this, though, Brian. I'm kind of back to this. This coach going forward, whether he's here, there, or everywhere, any of these coaches, in this modern era, if I'm paying you and you disappear for a month, you're fired. I don't care how good you are. And if you're my starting quarterback and I hear that you're flirting around another team in December, and that gets back to me, and I call you in my office and I say, are you flirting around other teams? And you look me in the eye and say yes, like Nico's camp tried to play it off the Vols, you're gone. We're bigger than you are. This thing was here before you got here, to both Nico and to Boo Carter. And by the way, it'll be here after you're gone. By the way, it'll be here after I'm gone. So, I mean, let's just have some rules. All right, Bino, Throaty continues. The Vols are a precarious 3-point favorite at the Swamp. And now it's a Saturday night game. Matt Dixon reminded me, or shall I say Matt Diskin. Tennessee was a 5.5-point favorite when Joe Milton let them down there a couple years ago. Which seems like 20 years ago. What do you think, Beanstar? You feeling good about Saturday right now?
I'm not. I've allowed myself a little bit more hope when I saw what they did at Lexington, and then it went. I'm right back to where I've been for a number of years. You're going to have to show me in Gainesville. I'll believe it when I see it.
Killer Dude asks, AT, do you think holding on to Boo had a negative effect on our locker room? I mean, guys didn't want him on the team. But again, as a head coach, if you let your guys in your locker room start calling your shots, you're not going to be there very long. But yeah, the players were highly miffed that they had to be there and he wasn't. Not only was he wasn't, but they pretended like he was suspended, but they played him way early in the season. He went out there against one of those directional schools and got some shine as a punt returner. The most interesting thing about this year, to me, is that this Oklahoma team came in here and won, went to Alabama and won, and made all the winning plays. And if that isn't the most 2025 thing of all time, I don't know what is. And that axiom, if you can't run the football, Bino, you will not win in this league. That axiom holds true for us, for Alabama, for whomever. You better be able to run the ball in games like that.
Yes. And I saw on your blog today, and it's correct, this Oklahoma team is just a whole lot like our last year team, where their defense keeps them in games. Their offense does just enough to win them. And hats off to Oklahoma.
Yep.
They were teetering. Their Venables was teetering, and they've gone into two of the most difficult places in this league to win a football game, and they've won. And they've won both games.
People keep asking me about these rumors about Heupel and LSU. Let's talk about that as we continue on the other side. Could that happen? As a sneak preview to that, I'll say the following. I don't dismiss anything in major college football. I don't dismiss any possibility with any player or any coach in this era. There is zero loyalty anywhere these days after this. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations. Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Guffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Guffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Guffon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Guffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Guffon.com. That's Guffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Guffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Something not working right? Got a problem with your heating or plumbing? Right now, Pipe Wrench Home Services is making it easy to fix it fast with 50% off any HVAC or plumbing repair. Whether your HVAC needs some persuasion or your plumbing needs repaired, our certified technicians will be there right away to get you fixed fast. Have other plumbing or HVAC problems? We make it easy with free on-site estimates on replacements and free second opinions on repairs. So call or schedule your appointment online today at pipewrench.com and save 50% off any repair up to $500 all month long. We are committed to keeping your home cozy and worry-free this holiday season. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. This limited time offer is good for residential services only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Basilio here with Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Alan, is it true? Are we really having a Black Friday sale? Lay it on me.
Yeah, Tony, Black Friday is the biggest time of the year for us. We're going to do a 40% off sale. That's what we're doing to everybody else. But for the Tony Basilio listeners, we're going to do 45% off. So you get an additional 5% off, which should be hundreds of dollars. All you got to do is use the promo code Tony. But for the real listeners, we're going to do another promo code. The second promo code is going to be promo code NEGADAVE. So with the promo code NEGADAVE, you actually pay 5% more. So 35% off using promo code NEGADAVE, 45% off using promo code Tony.
We're kind of having some fun here, but when you're talking about 120 super core floors, I've shown them over on the website, the video. You can't destroy this floor.
Very tough floor that I designed. When I say literally millions of square feet, we've got 2 warehouses in Johnson City full of flooring. We're ready to go for any size project. But yeah, it's a remarkable product. It's the best waterproof flooring on the market because we sold everyone else's floors and I designed the floor that's better than everyone else.
WeShipFloors.com. Free shipping to all, anywhere in the country.
Go Vols, Tony.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
So everybody's hitting me up wondering about, and I had people emailing me over the weekend, what's this thing about Hypo and LSU? Listen, we've talked the last couple of weeks about how ridiculously shallow the pool of coaches it's going to be. We've seen it here. When you get involved with these deals, the first thing that every school thinks is, I'm getting Lane Kiffin in any cycle. Whoever the Lane Kiffin is of the moment, and obviously these things change, but it's like Mad Libs, you're just, who's this coach we're going to use, right? And so people say, well, and I'm going to ask Bino Jeff, LSU wouldn't fool around with a Josh Heupel if he went 7-5. Bino, do you agree with that? If the Vols finished 7-5, would LSU fool around with Josh Heupel?
Probably not, Tony. That would be too fresh on their fan base's minds, I think, if he goes 7-5.
8-4.
I don't know. I don't know that for sure. With, as you said, with the player pool, he's got a 7-5 would be an anomaly for his teams.
What about Eli Drinkowitz is supposedly a candidate there and at Penn State? He's lifetime 8-4.
You're right.
And 7-5. So
you're right about that.
And I've got a guy that made 2 playoffs at Tennessee.
Yeah,
and that's what that's what I would sell to them, and the best young offensive coach in the world.
Well, if they go 7-5, would he look as attractive to LSU?
Which is kind of what we just asked.
When they get mad about a 7-5 season, yet would they hire a 7-5 coach coming off a 7-5?
Back to the phones we go. The excitement. It's exciting. Let me tell you something. If Tennessee splits our last 2 games, this whole thing with LSU and him, or him and somebody and getting involved and talking to somebody else and restarting his clock, that wouldn't surprise me at all. That surprise you, Beanstar?
No, it would not. I told you during the break, Tony, if I were Heupel and LSU offered, I believe that I would take it and restart my clock.
Yep.
Because at this level, these jobs only the elite coaches last at a place like Tennessee for over 7-8 years. And I think Josh is a good football coach. I don't think he's a great football coach. I think I would restart my clock if I were him. Although he makes $9-10 million here, I don't know what LSU's going to pay this time out.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's the same. That money's all relative, right? And what you're doing is you're getting more years on the back end. Essentially, what you do is you get more failure money. Because the more you stay at a place, unless you're winning big, and he's won enough here, but he hasn't won big. Unless you win big in a place, you're not really going to get more and more years tacked on. Like last year, they went to the playoffs, and he didn't get a raise. He didn't get a huge kiss out of that for going 10-2. Now, if he would have had Sexton as his agent, because he doesn't have Sexton as his agent, Sexton would have negotiated another 4 years of buyout money for him on the back end of that you owed him. That's what Jimmy Sexton does. They strike when the iron's hot. But we go back to our phones. On a day, 865-200-5402. Robert Cooper says, Bino, WTF. Goodness. I get it. Hypothetical, but you're pushing him out the door, Bino. You're pushing this man out the door.
I don't want him to go. I hope that's not what happens.
God forbid, Robert. God forbid we engage in conversation about sports in a real way. I'm sorry.
I hope he stays right here.
I'm sorry if you can't handle it. But Bino didn't do it. Bino did not make up the rules of engagement in this crazy sport we follow called college football, where the regular season and the season itself is pure madness, but everything that surrounds it is hyperspace madness. It's why it's the most compelling thing going. And the next 5 or 6 weeks of this sport, or maybe 7 or 8 weeks of this sport, are going to be insane. As we go back to our phones and get our next call in. Hi, you're on the air.
How you doing, Tony?
Stay right there. You cannot lead off. Those are the rules. It's your birthday week, and you can't lead off on your birthday week. Hello, and let's get our next call in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. It's Garrick in South Bend. How we doing?
Hey, Garrick. Welcome in, buddy.
I tell you what, seeing Duke Carter getting dismissed from the team, that was a breath of fresh air, wasn't it? I'm glad that whole song is over.
Yeah, well, that poor kid. Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think deep down, I think he's a good kid, but he just does not have a good team around him. I mean, whether it's his agent, his family, his mama, whatever it is, it's real unfortunate.
Yeah, I hope for his sake he can grow up, because I think he's a nice football player, and he's got a lot of talent. But there are a lot of guys that have a lot of talent that behave that way that never realize it.
Yeah, and I think this will be, including high school, this will be his 5th or 6th school in 5 years.
Boy, that's a shame.
At some point, you've got to figure out there was a common denominator there.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Florida week going in as a 2-point favorite, that just doesn't feel good, especially whenever you said Joe Milton's team went down there as a 5-point favorite. Now we're only as a 2-point favorite. boy, oh boy, it's going to get it might go off the rails.
Yeah, it just might. It just might, man. You're right.
I don't think we've seen this scenario that is good for us down there in a long time. Favorite, pick 'em,
no
dog. It doesn't matter.
I know one
Given
thing.
where Milton was coming into that game, do you feel better about the QB situation with Aguilar going down there this time?
I know one thing. The night game, guys, does not help. The way our quarterback's playing, that whole night game deal does not feel good to me from here.
Well, I think if we can somehow pull 9-3 out of our rear end to finish this season off, I think that is more of a testament of keeping these kids focused.
Yep.
Keeping these kids telling them, hey, that's something to play for. And I think, like I said, if you can pull 9-3 out of your rear end, I think we should be happy with the season and run it back next year and we'll see what happens. But Levies made it. Go Big Orange.
Thank you, my brother. 865-200-5402. As we get ready to go back to our phones, yeah, the Boo Carter thing is just, I mean, how many guys have we seen down through the years? You could do an all Boo Carter team of guys that had all that incredible ability. What's the running back, guys, that I'm thinking of that wouldn't quit smoking? I think his name was
Ontario
Coker.
Smith?
No.
James Banks.
Coker. James Banks, Ontario Smith. But that Coker guy, LaMarcus Coker. What an incredible player, man.
Well, I saw more out of him than Boo Carter. A lot more.
Poor Boo Carter. The portal doesn't open, guys, for 47 days. And it's like a buddy of mine told me, I think Boo thinks it opens in a couple of weeks. Like it did in past years. The kid's going to be out there for 47 days now. Cut loose. Like a rolling stone. Like a complete unknown. Look at you!
Tony,
Go ahead, Bino.
Anyone that begins to believe that talent alone is enough or gets that old me disease, that ruins careers.
Poor Negadave over on YouTube, Bino, is getting just run over today. Because people are asking him, what about your boy Alex Golish now, or Alec Golish, whatever the guy's name is. Because Negadave was really touting him.
That was a...
it was not good.
Nope, that's a damaging loss there.
That's not good. It's called not good. The sad thing for them is they played all those D1, high-powered D1 teams front of the year, played them pretty well except for Miami, have a win over Florida. And at the end of it all, they're going to have a nice little regular season to show for it.
By the way, that's Florida's only loss in the swamp this year, coming into this weekend.
Jeez Louise. Back to our phones we go.
So who? James Madison now, Group of 5
That's
team?
It.
Is that who it is?
That's it. And Bino, about 4 years ago, when you and I were driving up there, and you looked out there off 81 and saw their facilities, and they were going to Division I, did not both of us see the light? And they've launched Signetti, and this young coach they have there now is very good. And the young basketball coach they had that Vanderbilt hired was very good. I don't know who does their hiring or identifying coaches, but they're very good.
Yeah, they got a pretty good model going on.
Yeah,
Somebody ought to study it a little bit.
Yeah, they got something going. Let's go back to the phones. 865-200-5402 if you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us. And in the mix and in the hunt. Hi, you're on the air. Welcome in.
Hey, Tony. It's Rusty.
Hey, Rusty. Welcome in.
Hey, man. So I don't know if Josh wants out. I mean, none of us do. If he wants to go restart his clock, we're all just guessing here. But I'll tell you this. If you're making a coaching change, and I think people in Baton Rouge and Arkansas and a bunch of other places in State College, they're all realizing if you're not hiring Signetti or Kirby, you're not upgrading from James Franklin or Brian Kelly or Josh Heupel or Lane Kiffin all those guys, they're all pretty good football coaches. None of them are great.
Yep.
They all have flaws.
Yep.
Of some kind. You're just shuffling because you're bored and your season didn't go as well as you. I mean, it doesn't matter. Kalen DeBoer, Lincoln Riley, Steve Sarkisian, these are all the same freaking dudes. Dan Lanning, they're all the same dudes.
That's exactly right.
Ryan Day just won the national championship. He's the same dude.
Yep.
There's two coaches that are elite, and then everybody else is kind of the same.
And how in the world has Kirby, with that roster he has, how does he have them on the cusp of making the playoffs again? When we had them beat. We had them beat.
What's the number one starting point on General Neelam's maxim?
That's right. They do not beat themselves.
They do not make mistakes. That's it. That's all they do. That's how they play. I mean, the quarterback went out and threw a really bad pick the other night, but they don't compound it, and he ends up running for a touchdown and throwing 4 more. They play sound football.
Yep.
Boo and Josh on Saturday night. Like, I mean, do I wish Josh would have been a kind of, a jerk about it and be like, the heck with him and the heck with the family. We're so glad they're gone. But the way I understand it, this is, Austin Price talking. Friday they told him, you're out like everybody else that's on the injury report. Be here Saturday at this time, and you'll be on the sideline with the team. He no-showed. He didn't answer their calls or whatever. They called him, wanting to know where you're at, staff members, et cetera. And then he didn't show, didn't answer. And then that night, I'm sure they knew he was fired, like if he was an employee. But they wanted to talk to him on Sunday or try again on Sunday. They did speak with him and the family on Sunday, is what Austin said, and let him know first, you're no longer welcome here. You're no longer an employee, blah, blah, blah. And then they made the public announcement. So I think that was why they wanted to notify them first.
Hey, Rusty.
Does that make sense?
Rusty.
Yeah.
If that's you and you're the head coach, you look right into that microphone Saturday night. You say, we congratulate Boo Carter. We thank him. I wish him well. He's no longer a part of what we're doing. When the kid doesn't show up on Friday after not showing up in the summer, I don't owe his family a phone call on Sunday. How many things does this guy have to do so I can stand up and be a man before the media and not a mouse? A man. Like a man, look into the camera and say, this guy is no longer a part of our team. This guy's too mousy, Rusty. Don't cover for that.
Yeah.
This guy's too mousy. You can't be that mousy.
I agree totally on the not calling out officials and saying to heck with it, I'm paying the $50,000 fine. I agree with that. I don't really care on taking a shot at a player. What I do think was horribly messed up by Josh Heupel is when he considered bringing Boo back, what was it, August? Yep. It should have been, you late for one meeting, you late for one practice, you don't do exactly what we say when we say it, you're gone immediately. That's where he messed up. It should have been a zero tolerance, and I mean, you better not step on one freaking toe. And if you do, you're gone. And that's where they messed up.
And I just don't know if Heupel has that in him, Rusty. And I don't know if you can win at a real high level without having that in you, even with the best players around you.
And that's how come you see all this sloppy play.
I think that's right, Brian.
I think that's related.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But hey, you can still win at an elite level. Larry Coker and Ed Orgeron and a couple other people proved that.
Yeah, you amass enough players. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Now you can't amass enough players now. That's the other thing. There won't be another 2019 LSU team or a 2001 Miami Hurricane team.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Hey, y'all be good.
Thank you, brother. I mean, my thing, Bino, and I'm not trying to because I love this coach, but there comes a point in time where I'm not being disrespectful to the family. I just look into the microphone and say, hey, or look into the camera and say, this guy did not show up yesterday, and he doesn't want to be a part of this team. Therefore, we're going to give him what he wants. That's not being disrespectful to his family. That's called, I'm guarding my, whatever these guys want to call it, my culture, my program, myself, my team, and look into the microphone, look into the camera, and just be a human and say, hey, I messed this up.
We shouldn't have brought him back in August. We would all respect that. I wonder if he says something about it today, Bino, in 15 minutes. I don't want to listen to the press conference to find out. But do you think he does, Bino? Does he admit, hey, we made a mistake over here on this kid? Think he brings it up?
I don't know. I don't know that he'll do that, Tony. I don't know that he wants to do anything to damage Boo Carter's opportunities going forward somewhere else. And I don't know that he should. Tony, what he says or how he addresses the media or how that never has meant as much to me as it does to you. But what I've heard said that I believe is all of these things together. I think that we need to see, and I think he needs to exhibit a greater sense of urgency in a lot of areas. I don't know that that's one of the most important ones, but I do think that Josh has to find another level of urgency.
Man, that's a great way of putting it. That's a very non-emotional way of putting it. I'm writing it down. Might blog on that tomorrow, along with Matt Dixon's thoughts. And I will be curious to hear what Josh Heupel has to say. Not enough to listen today. No offense. I mean, we just made kind of a, and people like it. Like our numbers are really high. And we had people tuning out during his press conferences, so our numbers are really high, staying here just continuing to talk about it like fans, which is just indicative of the new day we're living in, Bino, because you can always go over the people that are there that get paid to be there. They stenograph what he says, and you can digest it that way. And, if news breaks out, we can break in, that sort of thing, but news never breaks out of that deal, so we'll come back on the other side. I mean, maybe he tells us that Boo McCoy is, going to start this weekend. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I think Boo McCoy's made a nice run at it. Somebody asked me about that on the post-game show the other night.
You mean Gerard McCoy?
Or Gerard McCoy, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm mixing my metaphors here as soon as I said it. And see, Brian, that's what happens to me. I get late in the year because
Boo McCoy.
I'm logging all these hours. I got Boo McCoy out there now. But hey, Joshy boy, if you're listening,
that would probably be a dang good player, by the way.
To Joshy boy, Boo McCoy. To Joshy boy, I say bada bing, bada bing. We're going to come back on the other side. I've just been told by my producer to the stars here, Laura, that Mark in Columbus is leading things off. When we continue, Mark in Columbus, right after this.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and as always, go Vols!
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
And B gonna keep it live and gonna keep it local.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Before we get to the Lumbo, who for some reason gets like billing on here, I don't know how that works, but hey, Bino, how about Sarkisian, the biggest popcorn flatulence maybe in the history of college football this year, starting out the year playing Ohio State toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano, hand-to-hand, right on the level, and then ending the season getting humiliated. This is how college football is. Getting humiliated by a Georgia team that Tennessee had beat. Georgia, you played with their food the other night. You humiliated him.
Yeah, he just, like we talked about during the break, Kirby just pulled his pants down. That drive where they went for it twice on fourth down and forced one offsides and then caught him just dead asleep the next time they went for it on fourth down. And then the onside kick to follow. He just basically told him that's it. Get on out of here.
That's the third time in a year they've done that to him. Go! That's their third win over Texas in like a calendar year.
Go!
Yeah.
Talk about an unsound football team. That Texas bunch. You know, all year I thought it was Arch Manning. All year. And then it dawns on me, I'm not sure Peyton or Eli in their prime could function behind. I don't think Arch Manning's very good, by the way. But I'm not sure. I think he's Dom DiMaggio, if you want my humble opinion. Or Jackie Nicholas, maybe. But I'll tell you this. Maybe Kenny Brett. I mean, somebody's got to be related, you know. I just don't, for the life of me, being a Keith Gretzky, I just don't, for the life of me, know how Texas can put that kind of offensive line on a football field, Bino, with a straight face.
No. I saw somebody write the other day that, let's see, Alabama can't beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma can't beat Texas. Texas can't beat Georgia, and Georgia can't beat Alabama. So what are we doing here?
It's called the circle of life where I come from.
Yeah.
And Ohio State can't beat Michigan.
You know, I heard a wild theory that Ohio State might actually be better off losing to Michigan again.
Yep.
And Michigan get a playoff spot to make their road to the championship a little easier. That would remove one other team that might be hard for them to beat from the field if Michigan stole a spot.
I mean, who knows? Who knows, Bry? I like how the feds are apparently investigating 7 members of the LA Lakers now and are about to confiscate their phones. I like what's going on with sports betting, Bino, in our country. You for it or against it?
It is wild out there. I
mean, what are we doing?
Guys are acting like they're still dealing with Joe down in the corner.
Yes, and these guys act like they're making beer money. These guys in the NBA are making generational money. What are they doing? Let's go back to our phones. TLD Logistics phone lines are in full effect. All lines are jammed. If Josh Heupel says anything of interest, we'll bring it to you. We will not take his press conference today. People are driving out there, and we're concerned. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony.
The Lumbo, there he is.
I watched like the end of the first half, kind of the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter on Saturday. I thought it was a disgusting display. We're not a serious football operation when you put Jake Merklinger out there. We're just not serious. I'm sorry. Got to say it. That kid has no business. I wouldn't even have him come to practice anymore. You got your money. We don't owe you anything. What is the point of playing that kid? We look terrible on offense. We look terrible at defense. Their backup quarterbacks running up and down the field on us. Those uniforms are terrible. Launch those things out of a cannon. It's just an unserious operation this year. I'm sorry. And it's not that they're making mental errors or they're making mistakes. Better players make fewer mistakes. That's why they're called better players.
It elicited a reaction from you, Bino. You chuckled at Colombo there. About 45 seconds into Colombo's screed, Bino got a chuckle.
Can we stop with this idea that this roster's good and blame everything on the staff? They're not coaching them right. No, they're doing. The players aren't good. We've got a good wide receiver core. We're decent up front, and other than that, we're just a bunch of average.
Bino, you're not. Bino, you're not for those uniforms they wore Saturday. They fell flat to you.
No. Mark's right about
that.
They
look awful
for sure.
They look terrible.
We don't ever need to see those again.
They're terrible. Mickey Mouse operation.
Now, come on. You don't mean that.
Tony, I have a question. Who's hypo rep by?
Oh, he's got his own, attorney. I thought it was Trace Armstrong, but it's not. He's got his own.
That might be a reason why he's in play at LSU.
Yeah, he's got his own attorney.
That governor doesn't seem like he wants to deal with agents anymore. He's kind of made that clear. Now, the governor, I think, has backtracked the fact that, he knows he really messed up. But that might be why he's kind of in play out there. Just saying. And the caller before me really said Lane Kiffin's not a great coach. The guy's won 50 games in 10 years at Ole freaking Miss. The only two things Ole Miss was known for the last half century is the coach going to massage parlors and their star wide receiver peeing in an end zone. That's it. He's won 50 games in 5 years. He's a great coach. Stop. Ryan Day's not an elite coach. Stop. Just ridiculous. I got to listen to that before I come on. All right, you want to talk about Lane?
What's going to happen with Lane Kiffin? And why are you taking shots at our callers? What is this about? This caller?
I got to listen to that before I come on. Ryan Day's not a great coach. He's just another guy. Just stop it. This is ridiculous. Lane Kiffin's not a great coach. He's won 50 games in 5 years at Ole Miss. More than we've done. That's better than we've done.
Bino, is Lane Kiffin a great coach?
I think Lane Kiffin is a very good football coach. I think he's obviously the best candidate out there that anyone could hire at this point.
I agree.
I think he needs to win. I know he hasn't been at spots other than USC,
right?
Where you could rack up some big wins, but I think he needs to win something before I call him a great coach.
I think that's exactly right.
Tony, talking about Sark, if they get blasted by A&M,
right,
that thing could open up real quick.
Well, how about this?
I don't think he's out of the woods.
How did Sark go from the midseason to the Titans' next coach? Which, by the way, you talk about an unserious operation that could do something like that. If anybody could give Sark a landing place, it would be the Titans. That rumor kind of makes no sense till you consider the potential landing spot. This guy is a gas attack, my friend. This guy is popcorn flatulence.
He has made the national semifinal 2 years in a row.
Yeah, he did.
I will give him credit
there.
No,
that's true. That's true.
I'll give him some credit there. But about Lane doesn't know what he's going to do yet. Anybody that tells you that if you have these Florida guys on this week and they tell you that he's coming, he doesn't know what he's doing yet. This is their bye week.
So you know that he doesn't know what he's doing. You know that he doesn't know what he's doing.
He doesn't. Got that from the two Ole Miss guys that you could trust. He does not. He has not made any kind of decision. They're doing their due diligence this week. Now, Ole Miss has put it to him, you're not coaching the playoff game if you're taking the Ford or LSU job. Like, and I think that's what's holding this up, is that he'd be gone if he could still coach the playoff.
See, I do think I do agree with that.
Does he really want to be sitting on his couch in Gainesville watching the team he put together playing in the playoff? I don't think so. So he's doing his due diligence on that.
So Ole Miss,
but anybody that tells you that they know he's coming. Florida had it out there that they were announcing it Sunday. Like, it's just the Florida beat is just off the rails on this thing.
Ole Miss Bino
they're trying to wish cast it to happen, and it's not. Nothing's done yet.
Ole Miss Bino is acting like they're somebody here if they tell Lane Kiffin you can't coach in the playoffs, even if he takes the Florida job.
Come on, man.
Whoa.
Tony,
there never was.
Let me say one thing real quick.
Whoa,
Tony,
there are nothing.
Stop real quick.
There never was.
Tony, they're better than we've been the last 5, 10, 15 years. Fact. Better than us. So don't say they're nothing. They don't think they're nothing. They spend a ton of money.
There never was.
A ton of money.
There never was.
They don't think they are little Ole Miss anymore.
Hey,
whether you believe it or not, they don't think that way.
Well, they're so good that Lane Kiffin's going to leave.
He hasn't left yet.
If they realigned,
Lane Kiffin left us.
If they realigned college football into a major division, now I want to see if you have some credibility here. Okay. And put it in a Super League, okay, like a 35-team Super League. Would Ole Miss make the Super League?
Yes.
Bull, come on.
They're an SEC.
Neither of those Mississippi teams would make
games
it.
The last 5 years.
You're
better than we've been the last 5 years. They're better than we've been the last 10 years.
You are dreaming. You're
Tony,
Bino.
has Ole Miss been a better football program
Hang on,
than the last 15,
pause.
20 years?
Hang on, you pause. Take a breath. Bino, if we put a 35-team Super League together, would Ole Miss make the cut?
35-team Super League over the entire country?
Yes. Thank you, Bino. Silence is everything. The answer's no. The answer's no.
So much money out. They're spending more money than you could dream out there.
Hey, Lumbo.
$13.5 million.
Hey, Lumbo. There never was. They're the place
Tony,
where Arch Manning played. That's what they are.
We
won a national championship.
What are we?
We won a national championship in '98.
25 years ago. That was a different millennium.
We made the playoffs last year. Since that national championship, have been to the SEC championship game a couple of times. How many SEC?
Oh wow, couple SEC championship.
How many SEC?
Oh my God.
How many SEC?
Not a couple. Oh,
how many?
Pardon me.
How many?
Okay,
I've got a question for you. I've got a question for you. How many SEC championship games has Ole Miss made?
None. How many have we made in the last 20 years?
That's what I thought.
How many have we made in the last 20 years?
2.
1.
Okay, 1.
And that was a backdoor job.
All right, it was
Tony,
a backdoor job.
they're a better football program than we've been in the last 15, 20 years. You don't want to admit it. I know it's tough to admit.
You're living in dream time, brother.
Tony, they're a better football program than us the last 15 years.
Dream time, Bob Dylan. Dream time.
What? They beat us twice. Head-to-head. Hugh Freeze put us in a locker in 2014 or whatever year that was. 34-3. Like, they've won more than we have. So if they're nothing, what are we? Please. They're not nothing. And they certainly don't think they're nothing, and they're not going to be treated like they're nothing. If Lane Kiffin takes a Florida job, then he's not coaching the playoffs. They can't have that out there, give out that look.
Bino and I agree. They're a nothing and a never was, and they're lucky to have Lane Kiffin.
Then what are we? Right. If Ole Miss is nothing. Because they've been better or not for 15 years.
Lumbo, thanks. I appreciate your call. You cannot be serious, man. I mean, that's the dumbest thing in the world. You're going to compare.
You got Mark so deep in that argument, Tony, that he actually said something nice.
Which
was? Hugh Freeze. He said Hugh Freeze put us in a locker. And then my favorite part of the whole thing was when he said that we won a national championship in '98, he said that might as well been in a different millennium. Wait, that was a different millennium.
Poor Mark in the Lumbus. Poor Mark in the Lumbus.
Go on. No, you don't.
Once again, Mark, just to help you out here, Ole Miss is kind of a never was. And they're fortunate to have Lane Kiffin, and they're having a dream season, and they should let him coach the playoff game and let him set Ed Orgeron ahead to Florida. The problem in today's day and age, though, is how do I wall a guy off from taking all the players that we have that can play? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's why you send him on his way. But all things being equal, you let him coach. WeShipFloors.com, Alan, who's got a great sale going on through your Thanksgiving holiday, asks, what would the Mark in Columbus, what would the discount for Mark in Columbus be? And somebody over here on YouTube said you pay full price plus 30%. Because if you use promo code Negative, you get 35% off. You use promo code Tony, you get 45% off. And if you put the promo code Columbus in, you get plus 35%. You pay full retail plus 35%. What a clown. All right, let's go back to the phones. At 865-200. He said Alan said there are certain people in this world you just don't sell things to. He said, and Columbus sounds like one of them, Bino. Let's go!
It was a great pleasure to meet Alan on Friday.
Is he classic or what, dude? What a simpleton.
Yes. He's perfect. He's perfect to be a sponsor of this show.
Oh, my God. But he has a great product. Oh, man, does he have a great product. By the way, Jeremy Giambi is another one that we put in the Arch Manning camp. Think about Texas playing that Ohio State bunch toe-to-toe and are probably going to get waste-oided at the end of the year by that A&M bunch. Think about A&M with all that history, Bino, coming back from like 4 scores down in 7 years.
I'm wondering when I'm going to learn. Probably not going to happen since this hadn't happened by now. Not to put so much stock in early season results. I do it every year.
We all do it. I mean, you have to.
Every year.
Bino, you have to believe what you see. I mean.
Yeah, it's.
Right?
It's a fugazi.
Well, the problem is you don't know what you're looking at, and here's why. We all thought Georgia was elite when we played them, therefore we're elite. No, Georgia was not quite there, not quite ready when we played them, and we're pretty good. And there's nothing wrong with being pretty good. I'd rather be pretty good than some of those teams that Colombo was just citing that got waxed by Ole Miss. I like being pretty good. Pretty good's not a bad thing. It's just not great. But we'll go back to the phones. Like, I go back to that Arkansas game, post-Arkansas game, and I'm on the air saying, hey, we're pretty good, but we have problems. And people are going, no. This Arkansas team's really good. You're not giving them credit. I don't want to say I told you so, but have they won a game since we played them? I don't think they have.
No, they haven't.
Are they going to win a game?
They've been in every game. However, I think they've lost every game by one score.
They've lost every game. That's another thing that our fans are saying that really drives me nuts. Being in every game doesn't matter. Do you realize that? We call this the closest thing to the NFL, and it's getting closer and closer because you don't have super teams anymore. Being in a game, Beanstar, is not a consolation. You have to win games. That's how this works. If being in games is enough for you, good for you. Good on you and good for you. But if it's the closest thing to the NFL and you're going to 9 games next year, you better do little things in games that helps you win games. Because that coach is being paid $9 or $10 million, whatever the figure is, all these coaches, to win games, not be in games. Being in games is not, what does that even mean? You're in a game. I mean, am I wrong with that, Beanstar? Or that if we're talking about the NFL, I mean, every NFL team's in every game. I was watching the first window yesterday, the bewitching hour. As they say over on what do they call that thing, Bri? The
red zone.
Red zone. Every game's going down. The Titans were in the game yesterday. What does that even mean? Being in the game.
I know one team that didn't have to worry about that wasn't really in the game yesterday.
What's that?
Yeah, there is no
The Chargers were not in the game yesterday.
No, they were not.
Boy,
there is no column that says ITG on it. There's a W and there's an L, and there's no ITG.
Yeah, I mean, this thing about, we're 2 plays away. Losers are 2 plays away. The Giants yesterday were 2 plays away. The Cleveland Browns were 2 plays away. What does that even mean? I mean, I don't mean to rain on people's parade here, but we go to a 9-game league next year, and this going to get real, okay? Being in games, everybody's in games. Mississippi State's in games. What does that mean? Mississippi State fans could sit there and say, we almost beat Tennessee. Really? You did? Did you beat them? We almost beat Texas. I mean, did you beat them? Did you beat anybody? Being in games does not matter. I don't want to hear
Arkansas,
my fan base, talk about being in games. We better be in games. We play in Neyland Stadium. Danny White charges more money to go see games than anybody in the world. Being in games? That's the measure now? Being in games? That drives me nuts. I'm sorry.
Is this your fan base now, Tony?
What does that mean?
I don't know. You just said my fan base.
This
you don't want to hear your fan base?
This fan base. Our fan base. It drives me nuts. Right? I'm sorry. I mean, like Eagle fans, right? Well, I mean, we were in that game. The Eagles beat everybody with mirrors. How? Why? I don't know. They have a better system than everybody, I guess. Because they just win them all. And you know what all my NFL friends tell me, Bino? Like Lammy yesterday was telling me, you guys suck, you're a fraud, you're a fugazi. I go, we're going to be 8-2 after tonight. Is that a fraud and a fugazi? Well, every game's close. Okay, every game's close. Every game in the league is close. Somebody wins them, somebody loses them. I look at the Eagles and I go, and this Nick Sirianni guy, and I go, that guy's a winner. What do you call a guy that wins all his close games?
Titans are even in games.
That's the point. That's the point. And they are the height of stupidity. They are the most unserious of like Columbo used the term unserious. The Titans are unserious in every way, shape, and form. Speaking of unserious, this man has a birthday on Friday. Honor it. We'll be down at Calhoun's on the river celebrating him. And he's in the game. Welcome in.
Hey, Tony.
There he is. Billy, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, buddy. How are you?
Good, buddy. Good to talk to you. Bill, you're on the air.
I'm doing okay, buddy. How are you?
You're on the air, Bill.
Okay. I told you Philadelphia was going to beat Detroit.
Bino, did you watch any of that game?
I did. I watched most of them.
Mm-hmm. The Eagles have played in 2 nationally televised games where I think they've scored a combined 30 points. And they've won both games. And they have Detroit. I give Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's a lot like Columbo. He really commits to the bit. Because when you've gone on like 5 fourth downs and haven't gotten one of them and you're still going in your territory late in the game, where I come from, they call that committing.
And the one thing that really made me feel good, there's 2 things that really made me feel good. Oklahoma beating Alabama and the Chiefs. And I picked the Broncos to win that game yesterday.
Hell of a game.
I had our nice little fireside chat with you.
Hey, Bino, that Bronco team, that's a really good example of a team winning close games. That was a great football game yesterday with Kansas City. A great game.
It was.
They do the little things. That guy really knows what he's doing. That Sean Payton guy who looks like he bit a bitter prune. He looks like he's a lot of fun to be around. The guy is the countenance of a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. Bill, are you guys going to hire? Are you guys going to hire? Buddy. Are you guys going to hire our guy? Are you guys going to hire our guy? Steve Sarkisian? You have your eyes on Sarkisian down in Nashville?
I don't believe that's going to happen, and I don't believe that they're going to. If they hire Lane, if the front office with the Titans hires Lane Kiffin, then I would have to say. I would have to give a little Amy Adams gunk, and that would be how to succeed in being an idiot without really trying. And that's a fact with my hand up.
Yeah, they're not a glamorous organization. When their play-by-play guy determined that Vanderbilt owns Nashville right now and said it on the ESPN microphone 2 weeks ago or during that Auburn game, that's probably not a real good look for the Tennessee Titans, who were blacked out here yesterday, Beanstar. You ever thought we'd live to see the day where the Titans got blacked out here, Beano?
I did not. I absolutely did not.
That's an accomplishment, Bill.
And I'll tell you what, this game this coming Saturday, we are due looking out my back door to beat Florida. The keys to the game, take care of the dad blasted football.
Amen.
Amen, brother.
Hey, Aguilera, use your head for Aguilera, whatever his last name is. Use your head for something besides a hat rack. And number 3, somebody needs to iron out the wrinkles on the defense. Just simple. If they could put their minds to it,
there you go.
They could get out there and they could do it.
And here's the thing. Why won't Martin Columbus come with that kind of insight? Why does he have to do all this Lane Kiffin worship? Iron out the wrinkles on defense. Use your head for something other than a hat rack. Put your mind to it and do it. And Aguilera, Brian, no turnovers this weekend, right?
That sounds good. Hey, speaking of, Heupel's talked about Carter here.
What he
say? Says that on Boo getting a second chance if there's any regrets, he said, no, we're not regretful. At the end of the day, it's your job as coaches to try to mold these guys. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. At the end of the day, we're moving forward.
And if he would have been Pruitt, he could have said forward at the end of that. So Heupel did not, shall we say, own it. Well, good for him for addressing it. I would have lost that bet, see? And I could have went over there and over at VIP Play, I could have played it. $20 for the first bet, $100 in bonus bets instantly. The Vols are a what point favorite against the Ice Handler tonight, Bri, in an 8:30 Eastern tip-off. And I will be Garza lawing extra time overtime tonight.
26.5, Tone. So nearly 4 touchdowns worth.
What do you
By the way, the Ice Handler picked up his second win against East Texas A&M.
Okay, so they got 2 wins.
Not Texas A&M, but East Texas A&M.
They got 2 wins coming into tonight. They beat They beat whom, Brian?
The College of Biblical Studies and East Texas A&M.
Don't fool with the Ice Handler, Beanstar. You feel me?
I feel you, Tony.
First bet, $20. You get $100 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code is TNTony. 200 leagues, live always. Numerous bet types, props, and options. Everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP Play. Now, I look in my account right now, and I've been treated like a VIP, but I've been picking like, I don't know. I don't even want to think about how I've been picking. Gambling problem, 800-889-9789. 21 and over, located in the great state of Tennessee to place a bet. As we go back to our busy, busy phones on the one, the only, and the only, and the one. Because it's the one and only, the only one. And I sit here today I'm not going to criticize Heupel for what he just said. I'm glad he said something about it. Back to the phones we go. I don't want to get in a spot where we're nitpicking our coach for what he says or doesn't say. It is interesting, and he should have said something about it. They should have thrown him off the team Saturday night. But let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome.
Hey, Tony and Bino. It's Holly. How are y'all doing?
And Brian Hartman, too.
Hey, Holly.
Holly, welcome in.
Oh, hi, Brian. I thought maybe he might be there, too.
Yeah, he's there.
Well, everybody's in a bad mood, it seems like, this morning, and I'm kind of in a bad mood, too.
Uh-oh.
All you guys that are my age or a little younger know how snaked it we are with Florida. And I thought we looked awful Saturday, and I think we're going to get beat. And, it's down at Florida, and they'll get up for the game, and we're going to get beat. And then we're going to come back to Knoxville, and we're just going to fall apart, and we're going to get beat by Vanderbilt. And I never say that. But that's how I feel this year. I just don't see it this year.
Bino, I think she's on to something. Everybody is in kind of a caustic mood. And I'm a little edgy because I feel like that could happen as well, Beanstar. And I do not like us. Ron Wright Wannabe today in the blog wrote a incredible, because he's doing this thing right now where he mixes old school wrestling and college football. And it's an ingenious column that he's come up with. And today he said, I feel like when I watch this Florida series, like a young kid going over to Chilhowie Park, and Harley Race is coming to town, and Harley Race is bringing the NWA championship, and my guy has been, Ron Fuller has been training all week, our local guy, and we've been waiting for this match. And he said, and in my mind, I'm thinking as a young kid, Fuller's about to win the championship right in front of me. He said that's what going to Florida feels like every year, Bino, when he watches the Vols. It's a great analogy.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's hard for anyone of any age to have a great belief in going down there and playing.
Yep.
Because we've just seen so many different scenarios where Tennessee goes down there and just doesn't get the job done. So
yes.
I can't blame anyone for not having a great deal of confidence in the result, in the outcome of this game.
Holly, I hate to say this out loud, I would take a split.
I know. I've even thought of that.
I hate
just
saying that.
Blows my mind.
I hate saying that. But that's kind of how I feel right now.
But I'm just over it, and I'm done. And all these people, they're like, oh, well, we played them close. And, oh, well, we almost beat, Georgia. And I want to go, almost doesn't count. Mm-mm. A win is a win. Get over your happy self. I'm not into all these participation trophies. That's not Tennessee football. That's not Tennessee sports. That's just ridiculous.
I don't think that AD charges people to go to games with the promise that you're going to see us play everybody close.
No, I don't either.
And we made the playoffs last year, which matters to me. Like, people want to take that away from Josh Heupel when they like the Negadaves of the world. And Colombo didn't want to acknowledge that the Vols were in the playoffs last year, and talks about how Ole Miss is better than us in the last 15 years. No, they're not. Our high water marks are way higher than their high water marks. And that's how you're judged. You're judged by winning. It's not how many
Absolutely.
It's not how many games you've won over the last 5 years either. That's another silly thing.
Well, and I never like to bad dog the coaches or the boys because, I'm
sure
that way. But I want to tell you, I just don't think we're that good. And I'm not sure that we've got the right coaches, but I'm not sure they had the right people that they could coach up to the maximum level. And, I think it's kind of become apparent at the end of the season, like a lot of things do. And I got to thinking, I was looking at the statistics. For some reason, I am a masochist, I guess, because I always have a party for the Tennessee Florida game.
Let's
I don't know
go.
why.
I love that.
I mean, that's
Let's
just
go.
stupid.
You're hard-headed.
But I mean, even when I was newly married, we would have it. I mean, years and years ago.
Nice.
And, most of the time, get my feelings hurt, get mad, get upset. That was in Florida. That was in Tennessee. Now I'm back in Tennessee.
Yep.
And I'm having another party this Saturday for all the people that, are Tennessee fans that we hang with. And I was sitting there and thinking, looking at the stats, and I remember most of the ball games because we do have a party on that weekend. But I just realized I'm now in my late 60s. The last time we had won a game in Florida, I was in my mid-40s.
Let's go.
So that means you were in your mid-30s.
Let's go.
And that means Bino was in his mid-40s, and we're not that young now. And I'm like, how can that be? But it is.
Bino, this Florida series down there, we invent ways to lose. That Florida, and some of these Florida teams we've lost to down there, it makes zero sense. Like, we lost to them that one year that Georgia Southern and Vanderbilt both rocked their world, Beanstar. Georgia Southern! Georgia Southern! Can somebody even tell me what Georgia Southern's team nickname is? Bino, do you know? Brian, you be quiet. Brian.
Yeah, that's right.
They're
Brian.
Eagles.
Brian is correct.
They're Eagles.
Brian, you are really a joy killer.
He's right.
It's just one of those things that there's no explanation for. It's one of those silly sports quirks that there's just absolutely zero reason.
And then they brought some teams up here. See, you would say, well, okay, if you're holding serve, like Hypo is holding serve with these guys. I love that. For some of you, that's not enough. This year, it's not enough because that's a 3-win Florida team. But he's holding serve with Bama and them. Bama is a really hard place to win. That's why what Oklahoma did over the weekend, we have to really, and I hate to say this, we have to really appreciate that as college football fans. Because that was a hell of an effort by their kids to win that game. But, Holly, I kind of feel you. I'm sort of, I don't know.
I feel like the only way that we have a chance to beat Vandy is because we're in England. And that makes me sick to my stomach. Absolutely. I want to throw up when I think about that. And I'm sick and tired. I guess I'm in a bad mood, too. I don't want to see any more, what do you call it, enhancements to the stadium.
Oh, this guy.
I love the fireworks. I love all of the stuff they do, the modern stuff. But I'm done. I think we've done enough for a while. I just think that it's costly, and I'm like, what else are you going to do to that poor stadium? I'm just sick and tired of it, spending money on that, and that's just how I feel. And I'm usually not a negative, but I kind of am today. I'm like, come on, let's get back to playing ball.
Holly,
let's play ball,
Holly, thank
and let's
you.
do it.
Holly, thank you. I need to pick this show up as we continue on the other side. This is too much. I mean, even Holly's gone to the dark side. What are we doing here? What are we doing? You know what it is? It's 20-plus years of going down there and just losing our minds. It makes you lose your mind. And then it's a person like me being just magical thinking last week, thinking Florida's just going to quit. Matt said, Tony, they're not quitting anything. Florida showed me you can check out and check back in. Now, maybe they check back out. Maybe they check back out for us. And that's a hope. So we continue with more after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card,
much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a two-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we're the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and of course, go Vols.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
Tony B, back with you. Brian Hartman wants to restore order here. Brian, this is why we went to the timeout, because I had to regroup after Holly's call. That really messed with my mind.
Well,
go ahead, Brian.
Since everyone, I'm just seeing how they assume Florida's going to do this and they're going to do that.
Yep.
They haven't really watched Florida play much this year. I must be crazy, but I feel even better and better after hearing callers like Holly come on and just say we have no chance. I probably was alone in the summer thinking this was a winnable game, and I still think it is a very winnable. It's more winnable than it was It's more winnable now than it was to me back in the summer. There's no reason not to go down there and take care of business. There's just not. I don't know how to put it, but I feel like I'm alone in feeling that way in the summer, and I feel like I'm sort of that way now, but I'm not going to change. I'm not going to just get in the fetal position.
It really
because
it would have really helped me to see Florida get blown out the other night, Bino. My level of belief. But Dixon and some people on our Garza Law fifth quarter fan reaction, we were watching it as it went on. And he goes, Tony, this helps us. The fact that
I think it does.
The fact that they got so disappointed and it kind of crushed them at the very end that they couldn't score in the second half kind of helps us. Bino, do you feel that? Do you feel that, Bean Star?
I don't know if it helps us in that realm, Tony, but it keeps us from going down there making any assumptions. If they had to put another stinker together on the road against Ole Miss, the way that we kind of went out there on Saturday going through the motions, I'm afraid that Tennessee would not go down there to Gainesville with a sense of urgency that they have to win that football game. The only thing that makes me feel any better is this is the first year I can remember when a majority of people are coming out and saying, we're going to lose that game.
Great point.
That hasn't been the case.
It's an awesome point.
We've said, hey, we've had bad luck down there, but this is a real good opportunity to go down there and win. This is the first time when the majority of our fans are saying, we're going to lose this game. And actually, that makes me feel better about our opportunity to win.
And we've got a quarterback here that deserves to get one of these signature wins. And he doesn't have one yet. But this is a kid that deserves one. This is a kid that deserves a signature win. And
I agree.
And he doesn't have
one
yet,
I hope he gets
right?
rewarded with
He
one.
doesn't have one yet, does he?
No. No, we haven't beaten anyone that can really play.
And here's the thing about Florida. They don't have a great record, but they can play. Like in the blog today over at tclub.team, which is great. It's about 3,000 words. With a preview of who the ice handler brings in. But one of the points I made in the blog today was that Florida still has elite talent. And I would consider that a really good win, going there and winning. It's kind of like, you think about for a second, you haven't done it in 20 years down there. They've been beating your brains in since we've gone into we've played them every year down there. We've only won a couple times in 30 plus years there. We've invented ways to lose. We've had 2-score leads and blown them. You name it, we've done it. So I'm going back to our phones, but I'm doing it against the backdrop that this team, Joey Aguilar particularly, deserves to win this game. Now, one of the things that Throat wrote today on the blog, and he's right, is Joey Aguilar right now is leaking oil. But he's not alone. Our offense is leaking oil. Our offense is not doing the little things well. Our offense, if they don't collectively cut that out, are going to turn the ball over a couple times down there, and that's not going to be good. Because that's what Florida needs. They need oxygen in that game. I don't know what kind of crowd they're going to have in the stadium. None of us do. I'm to the conclusion it's not fair. I don't think we're going right now. I just don't feel good about the game because of the history of it. But I don't feel like we should lose the game. If that makes any sense. That's just kind of where I'm at. I don't know that Tennessee's winning the game, but we should never lose that game. This is a Florida team that's got it. They're playing out the string here. What are they doing? They're playing out the string. Back to the phones we go. And I realize they haven't been in their building in 5 weeks, which is both a blessing and a curse. Hello and welcome in. You are on the air.
Tony, good day, sir. It's Jason in Maryville.
Great day to you, Jason. Good to talk to you.
Okay, so I've got a few scenarios. I'm with Brian. I think we win in Gainesville.
All right.
Yeah, I think because I think the distraction of Boo Carter's gone. I think that may have had some, things. I think Heupel may be on it. How can I say this? It's kind of like having a new car, but you're on the lease program, and maybe he's like, okay, do I build my resume just in case he's disinterested in being here anymore? Because of, that's just the way it is in this world now.
Does he seem disinterested to you?
This may be a signature win for him.
Yeah. Oh, no question. Winning down there for him and winning for Joey would be a great win this year for these guys to get.
And so I'm with Brian. I think they win. I think they're due. They're not, like y'all said earlier, they've not had a signature win yet this year. And so it's time. And the last thing, like y'all were saying, everybody's saying we ain't gonna win. When we went down there, 2001 or 2003, we were a 18-point underdog and end up winning. With the game, they got canceled or moved.
2001. Yeah, they got moved because of the 9/11 incident that occurred. Yes.
Right. So we were, I think, an 18-point underdog and ended up winning. So
yes.
I think we're due. I think this coach will make it happen for this scenario. It may be all the eggshell nervousness may be off of him knowing he's not in the playoffs yet, I guess. Maybe scratch from it. So I think he just puts his hair down and lets it all out. I think we win big.
How about that, Bri? Jason and Maryville and you
if they
are on
don't,
the same
I'll
page.
buy you all dinner. That's how confident I think.
Wow.
I don't care to buy you dinner anyway, but I'll buy you and Vino dinner.
Well, Brian's the biggest eater of the bunch. Here's the thing. Nega Dave's already wants to take us to dinner. I couldn't sit across from Nega Dave, Bino, because I wouldn't have a bite to eat. That guy makes me lose my appetite.
Oh, yeah, no, I can't do that. He'd complain about the service when it was
yeah.
Anyway.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Yeah.
So, another question. Back to Heupel leaving, and, I don't know, is Jimmy Sexton his agent?
Yes.
Okay, so nothing being said at this point, and this is just a scenario to stick ball mind that we have. Say that LSU is entertaining Heupel and everything is low key, and that's why, maybe Kiffin's not saying nothing yet to find out what maybe Heupel's doing, because he always said he'd love to come back to Tennessee. Just throwing that out there.
I appreciate the call. Here's the thing about Kiffin that I believe, because I've seen the texts. If you open Florida, LSU, and Tennessee, I think he'd rank Tennessee 1. Tennessee job's not going to open, though, for him. So, but I do think he really does love it here. I think it's one of his big regrets of his life. I think he was a young, immature kid who wasn't who he is now. I think with his ability to recruit and get boosters pulling in the same direction and all that, I think he could win at a really high level here. Beanstar, you and I are on the same boat in that, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think he could win at and I think he's a goofy game manager, by the way. I think Lane Kiffin's goofy during games. He did goofy things the other night.
I just don't know that you could go. I know it's been several administrations ago.
Yeah.
I just don't know that after him leaving like that after 1 year, I just don't know that you could hire him back.
Oh,
that's a different
begging.
Conversation, Brian. I agree with you.
I was in the presence of one of the power players. Let's see. These all run together for me. It wasn't when Hypo was hired, because Hypo being hired was a Danny White production. It was the search before that. So who would that have been?
That's when they got Pruitt.
That would have been the search from hell.
Yes. He was trying to get involved then. I would have hired. I personally would have hired him, but I mean, I don't think whoever was hiring them, they were never going to hire him, because I think that was Curry, Fulmer. Yep. He was trying to get involved then. Back to the phones we go. Let me do this quick 2-minute timeout, and then we come back.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you. Not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved, and will go the extra mile for you, because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Achillio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range, and if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery, so you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from B. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. I want to remind you, we're live at Calhoun's on the River on Friday. The Calhoun's Thanksgiving holiday packs are incredible for the upcoming holiday season. Absolutely amazing, whether it's the prime rib or the turkey with all the fixins. Let's go. In the meantime, the great William Pattison, who was a star-studded stallion during our winners and losers presented by Dos Equis last week. I mean, this guy is on it. On it. He's up next on Fan Run Radio. So let's go to the great William Pattison at Fan Run, and we're going to stay here and talk about it. But just for a little bit, because I got to be on the night around 11 Eastern time when the Tennessee basketball game ends. And you know what? There's only so much oil in the ground, as my friends at Tower of Power reminded us. William Pattison hit it.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
That old Tower of Power stuff with Lenny Williams is your lead singer. Shit.
It's TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, presented by TLD Logistics. Online at tldlogistics.com. And now let's go to the guys with today's edition of TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime.
My name's Basilio. This is TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime. Let's do this thing. Bino, Josh Carter asked the following in Super Chat form. Does Danny White at least entertain a backdoor call to a Lane Kiffin just to see if he'd accept a job here? It would be a coup against Heupel, but he thinks Kiffin's ceiling is higher. Would you all like me to field that, or you guys want to tackle it? And then we go to the phones.
I don't think that Danny White would ever consider doing that, Tony. I think Heupel's White's guy. Yep. I don't think there's any way that he goes behind his back to do that.
The other thing is that one of the things that created some heat between Danny White and Tony Vitello was when Tony entertained into an agreement with Jimmy Sexton. Just like Officer Beef back in the day, for those of you who have been with the show for a while, Jimmy Sexton and Danny White are not fond of each other, just like Officer Beef. After we sicked Officer Beef on Jimmy Sexton, they weren't fond of each other because that was when we were getting the boiler room phone calls telling us that we owed money to the IRS, all of us, out of Bangladesh. And this guy goes, "Oh, who do I have?" And I said, "Well, my name is Jimmy. My name is Jimmy Sexton." And he went, "Oh, Jimmy Sexton." And I said to him, I said, "Listen," I said, I make several $1 million a year, and I haven't really been paying my taxes. And he goes, oh, like that. He was really excited.
I know I'm limiting our opportunities here, Tony, but I'm sticking by my old mantra. Don't get your Nexton from Sexton.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I do kind of side with Danny White on. I'm not Sexton's sort of I don't know. I just don't see how you can have coaches that are at rival schools be operated by the same agent.
Yep. 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 Because Sexton's a price gouger, and one thing we know about, as somebody says over here on YouTube, Danny White would never take advantage of you and price gouge you like Jimmy Sexton does.
He's kind of like the Scott Boras of college football. About MLB.
Back to the phones we go on your TLD Logistics Overtime. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. It's Orange Bud. How you doing?
Hey, great seeing you the other day, my friend.
Yes, sir. It was really, really great to catch up with you for a while, and you and our buddy John, and hang out for a while, catch up, and just going to comment on the game. You know, my cousin and his son had never been to a game, so they really enjoyed going. You know, they follow the team and see kind of where where our warts are and all that, but still enjoyed the overall experience.
Yeah, there's nothing like a kid taking a kid to the game for the first time.
Yeah. I mean, he really enjoyed it. Now, we did sit up there in QQ, and we sitting right up against that little clubhouse there, so we saw half the flyover. But you know, that's
you can almost touch the plane from there.
Yeah, we can almost touch it. We can feel the heat off the afterburners. That was pretty cool. We were one of the closest people to those jets. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, this game kind of is what it is. It was pretty vanilla. You know, I think there were three good drives we had that were consistent, long drives where they, you know, everything was working right. You know, that second half they came out there and settled into like an 11, 12 play drive, and every play except maybe one was a running back. Either it was either a run or pass for Bishop or Thomas the whole drive down the field. And I think that what they did is they said, let's do this as a practice. Let's bear down and work on, you know, getting down the field. So I think they ironed a few things out, and Bishop did need to practice.
You know, I'm kind of hoping that they got something cooked up for Florida as we're losing the caller there, but that we got something cooked up from Florida that we haven't seen all year. It's time to break it out now.
Oh, yeah, something special, Bri, for this Florida game. I hope Joey just plays a clean game. That's one of my fears in this game.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, we got 2 more games to go. We just need to finish it out solid, end with some good momentum here. Go and, you know, take advantage of what we can in the portal with all the mess that's going on. And signing day's just the first week of December.
Yep.
So we got a lot to work on there. But anyway, Tony, I'll get off here. Just thought I would say, hey, good to see you again, and take care, man.
Thank you, brother. Look, 47 days till the portal opens, which is wild. I mean, it's going to be, and there's going to be so much backbiting of these guys off each other's rosters. So much just killing of each other off these rosters. You imagine the amount of lying that goes on being start this time of the year with these guys?
Goodness, Tommy.
And how does a Boo Carter rehabilitate himself to somebody to get another big payday? Does he get another big payday, Bino?
Well, he's immensely talented, Tony. It's a much harder sell job than he had coming here. But, yeah, someone will give him an opportunity. And coaches believe, you know, that they can change someone.
Well, that's true. Coaches also believe that some guys are turds, though, Bino.
Yeah, they do.
Right. Because in football, you have to have, I mean, the old saying is, you know, you have to be able to manage your turds. It's a terrible saying, but it's a sport where, you know, when you it's like dealing in society. When you deal with that many people on a roster, you're going to get a few that are, even at the NFL level, you're going to get a few that are, you know, 5 bricks short of 10, so to speak, with the way they comport themselves. Boo Carter, Brian, let's go back to what Heupel was asked about, because I don't get what they're getting at there. Go ahead, Brian. Share the question about his injury status.
I've got to pull it back up here.
All right, let me go to the phones while you're doing. Let me go to the phones while you're doing that. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
What's up, guys? Joshy boy.
Wings, welcome in. Bada bing, under wing.
Thank you.
Bada bing, under wing.
Oh, okay. Before I talk about Tennessee, Tony, I've been wanting to ask you this question for a long time.
Yep.
I know you hate your Philly coaches, but what do you honestly think about that Paisan Nick Sirianni?
Guy's a stone cold winner, dude. Stone cold motivates
people. So
he's
one of the many that you don't hate.
How can you hate a guy that won a Super Bowl last year and he was in the Super Bowl the year before that, and he's a Paisan? He wears the Italian flag on the side of his hat. The guy is a stone-cold winner, but here's a good lesson for everybody.
Yeah.
His first couple of press conferences in Philly and his first couple of games, we all thought he was going to get fired at midseason.
Yeah.
But you know why he didn't get fired at midseason?
Why?
This is a good lesson for Josh Heupel, because he surrounds himself with very good coaches.
the Shane Steichen guy that Bino got is an excellent coach. Bino,
Winner.
share with Joshy Boy how great, and the living listener doesn't follow the NFL, how good of a coach Shane Steichen is.
No, he's an outstanding coach, Tony. He's attention to details guy, brilliant offensive mind. And all indications are that the organization is as solid as it's ever been.
Yeah. And was it this past season when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, Tony, Sirianni was trying to start a fight with fans, right? After a game?
That's right. He wanted to start a fight during the game because he's Italian. He's like Vitello. You know, Vitello told a fan this year, shut the F up. The guy was getting on who, Bri? One of the relief pitchers. Who was he getting on, Bri?
I think it was maybe Nate Snead.
That's great pull, Bri. He turns around Vitello during one of our games because he's half off his damn rocker, and he's going to take on a fan, just like Sirianni did. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Coach your damn team.
A fan that was wearing a jersey with Vitello's name on it.
He screamed at the guy. Vitello said, shut the F up. And the guy said, I'm screaming at Nate Snead, not you. And he said, I don't care who you're screaming at. Shut the F up. I'm tired of listening to you. Vitello popped his little head out of the dugout, Bino.
Get him, Tony.
And then his father went over and started yelling at the guy. It's so next level.
So next level. All right, Tony.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Florida. Here's why I think Florida may be looking ahead to the next week because they got Florida State on deck, and I think that game is a lot more important to rival than us. And I feel like a lot of people are thinking we're going to lose this game because we haven't won down there since 2003. I actually think the players are going to be locked in, and I feel like we're going to have something to show everybody who's doubting us against the naysayers.
In other words, Josh, you boy, you think our players could feed off our mob mentality?
Yes.
Bino, do you agree with that? That the mob mentality, the players could feed off of it?
Yeah, I think you can. Sometimes I think they feel the negativity and it hurts. Other times I think that they could circle the wagons and kind of take that us against the world attitude and it help. It's just it's a fine line. It's a hard thing to determine what's going to happen and what's not.
Out the door is the jersey retirement ceremony for Boo Carter still on at Greg's house. See ya.
Ah! Greg catching strays on the way out.
I don't like that. This is Greg. I'm telling you right now. The Vanderbilt game is a 3:30 kickoff on ABC for Tennessee and Vandy.
Break or not a break, Bino? Night game or no? Break or no break, Bino? Did we want that at night or no?
Shouldn't make any difference, Tony. Shouldn't make any difference. It's in Neyland, 3:30, 7:30. Shouldn't make any difference.
The Walmart on Clinton
Got to be
Highway.
ready for Vandy to roll.
Beat them at the Walmart and Clinton Highway. I'd schedule a game at night. I'd beat them twice in one day if I could.
Florida's never had to play Tennessee and Florida State back-to-back, ever. I don't know if that matters, but that's just an interesting spot for the Vols to go down there right before they play Florida State. And the Vols have success when they play Florida late in the season. They have. Go look it up. I think I blogged about that over the summer.
Brian, send me that blog. Recycle it. I have a caller that his name's not in front of me, but he says, Tony, I use really sensitive headphones. And the bit you do during the TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime where you're eating, he said, you're like crunching in my ear. Could you please refrain from that? And I said, well, I mean, the thing is that I could just get off the air because I have to eat. Like my blood sugar drops. He goes, yeah, I kind of have similar issues. And I'm like, well, see?
I mean, Bino, how do you handle that? What would you do, Bino? I need solutions here. I need real-world solutions.
You don't know. You know what I would do, Tony? I'd quit at 1 o'clock and eat. I quit at 1 o'clock every time you let me have the throttle.
I'm laughing with a mouthful of food, which, in my case, when it comes out of my nose, which it has done, there's a lot of space there. I've gotten things out of my nose before. I could do a real party trick for you right now. Brent CV says, Tony, you need to eat on, man. Stay on the air and eat. He said, you're among friends here. Thank you, brother. Bino, that is so great. Let me go back to our phones. Bri, before I do, somebody was getting at Boo Carter's injury status today. And I don't know who it was. Might have been one of my boys in that room. But go ahead and read the exchange, Bri.
Okay. It says, someone asked a Rocky Top Insider, Tennessee football head coach Josh Heupel on if Boo Carter should have been on the SEC availability report, and Josh said, no, sir. I guess that was for Saturday.
Bino, what are we playing like gotcha with our head coach? What is that? Why are we worried about the injury report?
I'm not sure, Tony, other than the fact that there was some thought out there that he was hurt. And that was the reason that he wasn't playing. I don't know. I don't know.
His mother published his MRI.
The way that thing's going, he'll probably sue her for like HIPAA violations.
I mean, what are we doing?
Both Boo and Nico had a crazy parent.
It's almost like you want Michael Scott to do the exit interviews for some of these people and look at Nico's dad and go, like when he did his exit interview for Toby. And he said, why? Like that to him. And he just kind of looked at him like the exit interview question, why? And then the second question was, what gives you the right? Do you see where Nico got, Bino, and I don't make light of this, but he got his egg scrambled a game ago, and he didn't play. And I had people calling the Garza Law, a couple people took shots at him, said he was laying out of games. That kid ain't laying out of nothing. That kid's taking a damn beating this year out there. A beating. And making a third of the money while doing it, and winning a third of the games while doing it. Which, I got to say to his father, well done. Well done, Big Nick. You cussed our fans out. You told us we didn't know shit last year. You would get on there, and you knew everything. And you, buddy, you know the game of football. You know what you're talking about, man. I respect you. We ought to get you on, man, as like an expert, guest expert here. Because really, if you think about it, if you can manage in 1 year to take your kid from a situation where he's playing for a team that can make the playoffs, making about $2 million a year, to a kid that's making about $1 million a year in California, where he's got to pay about 40% of that to the government, which means he makes about $600,000, which means he's making about a third because you're in a state here that doesn't have any income tax. Hey, I gotta tell you, man, you know what you're doing, Chief. You know what you're doing.
He should have been a sports agent.
All the while getting your own son just beat all to hell. Really well played by them, Bino. What do you think? Really well played.
Yeah, they did save a bunch of weekly travel expenses for the 3,000.
Well, that is true, Bino. I wonder, when you start factoring that in, I got to get the rapper Andy on this. When you start talking about 3,000 plane tickets,
yeah,
let's conservatively say they came to all the big games, right? So 3,000 plane tickets, Bino, for all the games. The 3 big games, let's see, 3,000 times 100. I think they'd still come out ahead. Let's say it was $300 a ticket, Bino, for 3,000 people. You know, Nico has a cousin that plays out there at Alcoa, Bino, that quarterback. Have you seen him?
Yes.
He's not bad.
He's a good player.
We were talking with Austin about him the other day. He's not bad. Let's go to the phones. 865-200-5402. We ought to do one day in the summer. Now that we're through the Big Nick thing, we ought to do a Big Nick Tell Me a Story Day of all the people that had interactions with him in the community. Think that'd be fun, guys, or no?
It would be as fun as coming down the stretch of this football season.
DR said, riddle us this. How can Nico have 3,000 family members when they have about 2,000 people at their home games? That's easy. Your family only loves you when you're winning. That's like when, you don't want to go to a family event. You just say, hey, my stomach hurts or something. Who wants a stomach ache the stomach virus in their house? I'm feeling queasy. Let's go to the phones. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, Bino, Bronny boy, what's going on?
Hey, Big Josh.
What's happening, guys? Congratulations on another tailgate, Tony. Pretty good deal, man.
Those kids, man, that brought tears to my eyes several times. I'll tell you one quick story, though. I sat down with these young girls, and I could see that one of the little girls, probably 9 or 10, cute as a button. She mouthed to her sister across the table, he's creepy. How great is that?
Oh, man. Hey, Tony, I think the attitude of the fan base is, we can kind of pretend this is a Florida game, but, we always played Florida early in the year, and everything was kind of on the line. Whoever won and lost that game, there was consequences. This game's completely meaningless. It's 2 teams that are really not playing for anything. We could pretend it would be a big win for Aguilar, but it's just another game.
That's not true.
I really think
don't
to both these fan bases.
No, don't move the cheese, man. Come on. Because if we lose, you're going to annex it in a whole long line of heartbreak.
No, I'm not going to be heartbroken at all. At all. I've done it. I didn't make this playoff sport, Tony. They did. I didn't make it this way. And most fans, they don't really know what's wrong because they've not adjusted to this new, what they've turned college football into. They don't understand it's a playoff sport now. And, these are just pickup teams every year. These kids will come and go. Whatever the wind blows in here next year, will have orange on and run through the tee out there, and they'll pretend actually, there's probably a third of them will care about this place, and the other, they'll be cashing checks, and, I didn't do it. They did it. This game's meaningless. They better expand this playoffs, or you talk about losing money on these coaching searches. They're going to be firing coaches at 2-1 what they did before they made this 12-team playoffs. But this game don't mean anything. You're not playing for anything.
Come on, man. You don't mean that. Come on, man.
I do mean it. What are you playing for?
You're putting your uniform on. What do you mean, what are you playing for?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I guess that's what it's about.
Bino, what do you say?
I wish the people in charge felt that way.
Bino, what do you say?
I've seen tweets this week about the entertainment district, Tony.
Oh, I love the entertainment
and expanding Neyland Stadium. I mean, you're going to tell me it's about pride and it's about representing that place? Get real. Come on, you be real. It's not. They don't care. They don't care.
I'm separating Danny White from all that. Okay.
You think Florida players care? They got a part-time coach down there, and their coaches are trying to figure out where they're going to be next year. The players trying to figure out where they're going to be next year.
Yeah.
The fan base is 100% into a coaching search.
Yes.
And partly could care less win. They don't care if they win or lose. They don't care. They might care for 2 or 3 hours during that game. That's it. This is not a Tennessee-Florida game that we've grown accustomed to. It's just not. We can act like it is, but it isn't.
Bino, is he hot-taking or is he right?
Josh has to feel about this game the way that he feels about it. I certainly can't tell him how to feel about it or how to feel about the current state of college football. Just for me, I will not discount if we go down there and break a 10-game losing streak. I will enjoy that. I'll appreciate that.
Huge.
That's me.
Josh, this is not an NFL preseason game, buddy. Come on.
No, but it's not an NFL preseason. I mean, it's a regular season game. I mean, it could, maybe it changes the Tax Slayer Bowl to the Music City Bowl or.
That's a good point.
Whatever. I'm just saying, for me, Tony, I could care less. I don't care. We played Saturday, and I didn't watch the play, man. I can't tell you how long it's been.
Wow, that's sad, man.
So many years. I did not watch the play. I took my wife shopping in Tanger Outlet on a college football Saturday.
I am sorry to hear that.
That's out, Josh.
Yeah.
I'll have to say that's the definition of out there.
It is. That Oklahoma game, absolutely. It ripped the whole part of this season out for me. It disgusted me to.
I commented to Bino down there at Calhoun's when we were setting up Friday that the Oklahoma game ripped the carpet right out from under us, our fan base. You can just feel it. It pulled the air right out of the room. Now, I still love it. I'm a degenerate. I still enjoy it. To your point, I'll be honest here. If I was not working on Saturday and I was not attending the game, would I have watched our game or others if I did not have a post-game duty? I'd have been watching other games a lot more intently than our game because I don't watch women's basketball for that reason. I don't like watching one team beat another team by 1,000,000 points and pretending like it's a game. I don't think there's any reason. Kind of like what Bobby Wilder said to us. He said, "Why am I having to play at Kentucky?" It makes no sense. And playing those games this late in the year makes less sense. And then what we're doing, Bino, this week as a league makes 0 sense. It's disgraceful. So I'm not sure if I was like Georgia when they play their bye game this week. I mean, Bino, would you tune that in as a Georgia fan when you're 1,000,000 points better than somebody? Knowing that Kirby Smart is not going to try and cover the spread. He just doesn't do it. They don't care in those games. So I do kind of feel what Josh is saying, Bino. Even to have the teams that are on their way to the playoffs, I find these games very hard to watch. Even when I have a team that's having a great year,
When you're playing one of these substandard in terms of competitive games. Don't you agree with that?
No, I agree totally with that, Tony. I've been one for never playing a game like that after September.
Yeah.
And the only thing that gives me pause there is it robs opportunities like you had in last Saturday for the Machi tailgate. That's all those games are worth.
That's right.
But that is something.
Oh, it's
very
much of something. Very much of something.
Yep, Tony, I watch and I think back to like a lot of those 80s and 90s teams that finished like 8-4, 7-5, 9-3.
Yeah.
They would beat this damn team by 30 points. And they would beat most of these teams in the league by 30 points.
That's what's happened to college football. That's right. That's what the power
I
ratings
mean,
say.
it's
yeah.
There's no it's pickup football.
Sure. The power ratings tell us that. Yep.
Yeah, and it's I don't know, man. They really need to expand this playoff if they're going to people are just going to lose interest after their team's out. It's
I don't think that's right. You're going to watch the Florida game and get very emotionally
invested.
I'll
watch the Florida game, but I'm not going to get upset. Tom.
Oh, that's not true, Josh. That's not true. You're too heart and soul.
True. I'm checked
Josh, you're
out
too heart and soul
on this season.
Josh, you're too
I'm checked out completely.
Josh,
and I'm checked out completely on just the state of this. I mean, I'll watch, and the other games, I enjoy the other games a lot more. But watching us, I just don't, that Oklahoma game pissed me off to no end, Tony. And it's disgusting. I can't watch them right now. I mean, I got to get through this season. I'll enjoy watching the other teams, but I don't enjoy watching us anymore. But anyway, y'all hang in there. Take care. See you guys.
Bino, how about that call from Josh? Are you surprised? I'm shocked by it.
I think Josh has been going in that direction. I think he's just really displeased with the state of college football and where this team is at right now. I just from seeing some social media and that kind of thing, and I agree with him that you're going to see a huge increase in fired coaches. Because of the new state of college football and everything revolving around the playoffs. Now, I don't agree that we should they're going to, but I don't agree that we should expand the playoffs because of it. I've become one that believes 12 is the right number because you've got to be good to get in it, and but it still keeps a lot more fan bases involved late in the season than the old format did.
I love this form. I love a 12-team playoff. I think it's a perfect number, too. For this exact reason Josh said. Because making the playoff is an accomplishment in a 12-team playoff. Making the playoff in a 16-team format out of this league is an expectation. So you go from an accomplishment to an expectation. It's a huge distinction in my book. Making a 12-team playoff is an accomplishment. Making it a 16-team deal. Bino, when the Yankees make the playoffs now, do you feel like that's an accomplishment?
No. I mean, of course, in their case, it's always been kind of win a championship of some sort. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Well, I look at us. I just look at us, Tony, and I don't think that this team this year is playoff worthy. And if you expand this thing to 16 teams, we're still in it. Now that's good for us as orange colored glasses, narrow vision Tennessee fans, but this team is really not playoff work.
If you're ranked at any point and there's a 16-team playoff, you're just, and even a 12-team playoff, you're a couple things from getting right back in the field. You're almost a playoff contender every year if you're just ranked. If you're ranked in the top 20, say. And I don't know. I guess that's good for the sport.
People are really hammering Josh. Let me tell you something about Josh that I love about him. He's the same guy that called passionately about ending that Alabama series because he saw that as an affront to ripping college football apart and holding on to tradition. He's a traditionalist. He doesn't like this new turn the sport's taking, and he's sharing it with you. And I think a lot of you are missing the point. He's not talking about Tennessee's season this year. He's talking about the sport. He said the sport did it to us. And I think he does make interesting point. I think his heart and soul nature will always be welcome here because he's a heart and soul guy. And I do think college football needs to be careful with how their relationship with their fans. The Danny Whites of the world, man, they're really pressing the pedal on the fan bases. You feel me on that, Beanstar?
Oh, there's no question.
They better be very careful. Very careful with what they're doing, the fans. So, Robert Cooper says it best, and I echo this. Why even having a show tomorrow at this point? All the callers and participants besides Brian need white flags on their car today. Robert, amen. So here's what we're going to do, Robert. We're going to take tomorrow off. No show tomorrow because of Robert Cooper. Brian, are you with me on that? Unless you want to just come in and do it. Robert Cooper.
I agree with what Robert's saying, but I don't think taking a show off is the answer.
Oh. We'll get back to telling you what you want to hear at some point, Robert. I mean, you guys got to be giving me a damn break here. People are entitled to their opinion. It's kind of what we do here. And tonight, after the game, we'll have some opinions. Like, first thing out of my mouth, Bino, will be. Take a guess what the first thing out of my mouth will be, Bino. At like 10:30 tonight when I introduce the show.
Let's go to negative.
It'll be, why am I on here Monday night at 10:30 Eastern Time talking about a regular season basketball game? And you know what? That's a fair thing to say. You know, why are we beginning a game at 8:30? Why are we beginning a game at 8:30 at night?
Because SEC Network says so, Tony.
At least it's on television.
I agree with that.
Jay Quit 45 said, the first thing out of your mouth is going to be, here's Dave.
It's Dave.
Somebody said you're saying he's ranting about the state of the game. How's that changed since 2022? Hey, listen, his thing about the Bama game wasn't about us win. It was about how Bama and Tennessee was special, and he said they better not take this game away from us. If you go back and listen to his rant about that game, it was about this thing is very special, and these suits are going to F it all up. That's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. And I'm not here to defend Big Josh, but that's what he was saying. And he's entitled to go any way he wants to go, like we all are. We're all entitled to go any way we want to go and draw the line when we draw the line. We're all entitled to that, every single one of us. And my impression of college football is, the way they're pushing fans around, and they are shoving us around. They better be very careful. Because NASCAR, there were people in the NASCAR belt, Bino, that they thought they could never alienate and run off, and they ran off a bunch of those people in the NASCAR world, getting too corporate with their deal.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, Tony, it gets unaffordable for a whole lot of people.
And unrecognizable.
Yes.
You know? Like the one thing he said... yeah, go ahead.
I still like... I like the game, Tony. I still like the game. And
I love it.
I think that although I think there has to... You can't continue on having unrestricted annual free agency. I don't think that's sustainable. But I do like the fact that the talent is more equally dispersed across a larger number of teams. Mm-hmm. I like that. Mm-hmm. I kind of like the number that we're at from a playoff standpoint right now too. The other part of it, for me, it just is, how am I going to consume the game? Am I going to consume it in person at Neyland Stadium, or am I going to consume it from my living room? And that's a decision that I have to make there based on where they take the cost of my seats to. But the game itself, I still like, and it hasn't caused me to throw away the games that occur after we're no longer playoff eligible.
I love the game.
But that's me.
No, I love the game. I love the craziness of the game. I'm embracing the craziness of the portal. I like how much it means in the Southeast. I like that you had a governor at LSU that was in full freak-out mode and literally fired an athletic director. I mean, I love that kind of thing.
You used to not have playoff games, and you had two teams that played for a national championship, and you had to be in the top two to get in that game and have a chance. So most games before the playoff format came along, if you weren't 10-0 headed to November, you were usually eliminated from winning a national championship, and even in most cases, even winning the SEC early. So you played a lot of games where you're just kind of finishing up a schedule. But I don't think that stopped people from the traditions that college football brings and the pageantry of the game and the running to the tee. I think you still enjoyed that.
Look, I love the game so much, guys, that Bino, I told you I was going to do 5 minutes of overtime, and it's 43 past right now. Which means it's time to do what? Let's see how good Bino is. Time to do what, Beanstar?
It's time to pop VIP and get out of here.
Hit it, Johnny. I want to thank my friends at TLD Logistics. They're online at TLD. Hit it, no, really hit it, Johnny. They're online at tldlogistics.com. I love them. I love you. For all your shipping needs, TLD Logistics. Bino, Jeff, give me a final thought before we see each other. By the way, John Adams is in the house tomorrow along with TGMD. Give me a final thought here, Bino, on the way out.
Well, I'm anxiously looking forward to how Tennessee handles the game on Saturday, Tony. Can they go down there and overcome history? And that's a lot of history to overcome. So I'm hoping for the best.
I'm half on the ledge, half off the ledge. And to those listening right now, if you understand the saying, as we say, where I come from, because, we're cool. 6'7", 6'7". When I think about the game now, some of you got me falling off the ledge. Some of you have got me like Brian fired up. And I'm, I leave the show today 6'7", 6'7", 6'7". Bino, love you, bro. Thanks.
Have a great week, guys. See you Friday, Tony.
Thank you. Till we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, I love you. Hit the like button if you're over at YouTube. It helps people find the show. There's like 177 people over there, and it's a great. Bruce Springsteen once said, feel like I got a freight train running through the middle of my head," which is a great lyric. Tonight, my Vols will be on fire. The Ice Handler tonight will be on fire. 8:30 start. I bet you there's 14,000 plus, including Mr. C in the house tonight. Mr. C, I love you. Till we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, this is T to the B saying peace on the streets, peace in your Middle East, and we'll talk to you tonight as soon as your Tennessee Vols and Rice Owls go final on Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime, and I'll be in the hot seat tonight. Be there. Peace. All right, so we'll run today back. That got eventful there at the end. Holly's negative. Josh is out, going shopping at the Tanger outlets. They still have the Bose outlet up there, and let's see, Adidas. Do they still have, what was the other? Nike Superstore, Coachman, Clothiers. What were some of the other fun things? I don't know. All right, here we go. Let's run today's show back. How do I do this?
89CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Happy Florida Monday to you and yours. It's unbelievable. And as we welcome you to another edition of the Basilio Show, my name's TB, and the question is, will the Vols say boo at Florida? And Bino, Jeff Henderson, are you fired up, focused, and prepared for this week? Are you stacked, jacked, and packed, and ready to roll, my friend?
I am all of the above, Tony. All of the above.
Because do you find yourself intrigued with what is about to be? This Florida game is going to be so interesting, Bino, Jeff Henderson.
I agree completely, Tony. It's that did not look